So I think it's very, you presented stuff that we need to further develop. And as for your approach, starting with identifying the need by the local development and come up with the place, the intervention tailored to the needs of those people. So that is, I think, very good start. And you will, if you succeed, there are real changes on the ground. So I think this represents very an approach for effective intervention. And from countries like Korea, which have experienced economic development, we can derive some lessons and which are not available to those indigenous people. They may know their own situation, but they may not know what to do to overcome the situation of extreme poverty. For example, from my study on the role of agriculture in economic development, I come to a conclusion that we need to differentiate between countries which depends on traditional agriculture-based economy in sub-Saharan African countries. For those countries, agriculture is the place to start with. But in North African countries, which already have quite developed agriculture, they can move on to industrial development. So in your case study, sugarcane, making charcoal from sugarcane can be considered as a agro-business, agriculture-related business. So I think this kind of, you may not notice, it may have, but still it may have a very substantial effect because you have magnified the spillover effects from agriculture. You know, the farmers will gain and the sellers of charcoals will also gain, people gain. So I think you have started in the right place. And I'd like to hear more about other situations. You may not replicate the same methodology for an effect. So could you provide me some other case shortly?
On that part, well, actually, we did the other case study in the paper, which is India project. And India has two projects, I remember, two projects. One is the water lifications, and the other one is child counseling program. But we have only 20 minutes today, so I have to, so that's why I didn't mention that. Okay, sorry about that.
Maybe I would like to raise my own questions. The GEM project seems to be very innovative approach in bringing changes to the community, rural community. But still, I'm not quite clear about the concept and philosophy of the GEM. And the first question is how it is different from other integrated rural development projects, including Semaurundong, new village movement in Korea. And then what is the key concept of GEM project? And then how you reach the point that you can, this is the gist of GEM project. And can you just elaborate a little bit more by comparing GEM with other integrated rural development project? To add on a little bit more to induce your answers, for me, it seems to be a little bit more engineering approach than integrated the rural development approach, which was adopted in case of Semaurundong. And then can you elaborate the concept a little bit more, and then why you reached the point?
Semaurundong is also an integrated approach, but I think GEM is more integrated, more holistic, because they care about psychological area and spiritual area, and also they consider language and culture are very important when it comes to development. So that's why we put counseling case in this research paper, and also we adopt alternative technology so that it can be adaptable in the region. So.
All right. Probably Damodara, do you have anything that you can give a comment? Because there is a kind of case studies from your country.
Thank you. I was actually intrigued about the possible connection between this project and another major initiative of Handong Global University, which is the GET project, the Global Entrepreneurship Training. Do you have any sort of a link in the university between what is being done by Handong in places like Peru, Ghana, Kenya, and the ultimate aim of creating a solution to poverty through entrepreneurship? Is that also an aspect that you've considered in the context of GEM?
Well, of course, we have other projects like GT, as you know, and the UNAI also is kind of network, right? But GEM is more like, that's why we suggested the GEM network. GEM network is more archive things. So GEM network should be like collect the information about their own projects, and they should have information about the regional universities, like what is this university's strengths and like these things. So and then they can provide the right project to the universities. So yeah, I hope this.
So we have a little bit of time before lunch, so I would like to open the floor to raise questions on this issue. Can anyone? Oh, Ambassador. Okay, so we have very excellent example of rural development in Kenya. Ambassador, thank you for your contribution.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My name is Kita from Kenya. I just want to make a comment because a lot of examples being given from what is being referred to as Sub-Saharan Africa. And I want to comment. Close.
I'm sorry, but
I want to comment on two issues. One, I think your presentation is excellent, and you've covered what you need to at your level. But the questions being raised are way above what you would know. And I would like to explain one aspect about the charcoal business from the sugarcane. You need to understand that Africa has maintained a growth rate of about 6%. And then the question is, what has driven that growth? That growth is because of commodity trading. And then, is it sustainable? And the answer is no, it's not sustainable. To sustain that growth, we have to go to industrialization, as the Bank of Korea has said. Now, to do that, we need energy. So you need to link this to energy. And what we've done in Kenya, for example, we are using sugarcane to actually generate electricity. And we have one case where we are using that to generate 5 megawatts. And 5 megawatts is a lot of power in the rural area. My second comment is about the Semaundong movement. Please understand, this is not a critic. I just want to give him a different dimension from an African perspective. The conditions, the environment, the situation is different. Semaundong has been adopted in many countries, including Kenya. I have 6 people right now at the Semau Center. I have people doing masters at Gumi. But for Semau to achieve maximum potential, it needs to be linked to a comprehensive trade, investment, and development agenda aimed at not just minimizing supply-side constraints in agriculture, but also addressing issues related to trade, human capacity development, improving private sector environment, and driving demand. Then that way, Semau will be meaningful to us. Otherwise, to push Semau as it was would lead to subsistence farming, which is not the kind of thing we want. Thank you very much.
So maybe don't be dwindled too much because ambassador is too scholastic. So even, I cannot answer to his questions. So as a student, it's not very much, unnatural. So any other questions or remarks? At the very back of the conference room, there is a person who wants to raise. Okay, so bring the microphone to him.
This should be last question. We just have 3 minutes left.
Thank you for your impressive presentation. My name is Eric Kim. I'm attending at Dongguk University. So my question is, this project is being conducted across the border. So I think the unify of the university and local community is very important. So how can we accumulate the university between the NGOs and local communities? This is my question. Thank you.
All right. Finish your comments by answering the questions raised and then your final remarks.
In the case of child, firstly, the child branch of Good Neighbors asked to the GEM project with Handong Global University. But there is one case, and we have other case like missionary people ask to project with students because they have more knowledge and more higher education. So in this this way the GEM was progressing.
All right. Any final remarks of your presentation? Okay. So to finish the presentation, I really appreciate your good rendition of the status of global poverty in the beginning, and then you have also clarified good linkage between the development NGOs like Good Neighbors and the project GEM, and also you have tried to elaborate the linkage between UNAI and GEM, and that was also very good point in your presentation. With this presentation, we have finished 4 papers under the title of Environment and Appropriate Technology, which makes the first phase of today's presentation on UNAI Collegian Research Paper Contest. And then I'd like to declare the finishment of the first part of the presentation today, and then I would like to transfer the role of the Master of Ceremony for another further announcement. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
Okay, now we are closing our morning first session, and now we are going to have a luncheon between now to 1:25. The lunch will be served in your seats, and I will see you in our Bon Appetit.